What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of I Try to Look Good for YouTube, because if I don't look good for YouTube, I don't get views. I mean, hey, why would you want to watch somebody who's trash, right? But before we get started, I have a second YouTube channel where I also try to not be trash live. So if you like what you see here, then hop over to that there YouTube channel and you'll see me streaming at some point. And when I say some point, I mean Wednesdays, if not the weekends. Okay, so listen. This is another one of my story time kind of encounters. So I'm gonna walk you through what's happening as it's happening. Right? Okay, boom, here we go. It's still nighttime only during this here season because it's still October during the time of this here gameplay recording. I see a guy right there, right? Y'all probably don't see him, but I see him. And I'm still looking at him. And he is actually going up the hill. I'm gonna take this time to put on some body armor, and boom, I get ported by the guy that I just seen. But check this out. I spot him again, and this time, he is prone. So I take a couple of shots trying to get a nice little headshot. Doesn't happen. People, remember that guy. Remember him. Remember, I spotted him at the very start of the encounter, and he ported me, and I shot at him. Remember that fact. Please. But anyways, you hear a full auto Vigor going off in the background. Never a good sign. And that fucker is still going off, and someone else with an LD5 is going off back at him. And then all of a sudden, a random ass SVD comes out of nowhere. Right? So I'm like, shit, people are dying this early in the match. Like, it just started. Like, what do you mean? So that leaves me with a bit of a conundrum. Because you see, even though I have a light machine gun, it don't got a scope. And besides the bugle, everything has a scope. Now that is definitely a gunfight. So I'm trying to figure out, is a jammer up here or is it beneath me? And sure enough, it's beneath me. Now this right here is comical. Do you hear that? It's a contact bomb. Now, if I was this guy right here, the guy that I just killed, if I was him, I would have rushed as soon as I heard the monkey bomb going off. And I was wondering why he didn't do that. Well, it's because he put a contact bomb behind a monkey bomb. So he expected me to get hit with a monkey bomb, keep rushing forward, get hit with a contact bomb, and then he was going to kill me. Good thing he didn't push, huh? But now, we're playing a game of weapon roulette. You see, remember all those shootouts that I played? You know, like picking up different guns and trying to do good with them? I started off with a singular RPK. Just one. Now back to the story, right? So you know, you heard of M249, you heard of SVD, and someone uses the detector. Okay. But listen, that is not the reason why I'm looking behind me. Remember when I told you all that the guy at the very start of the match? To remember him? Well, he's going to make a return pretty soon, and I'm expecting him to make a return pretty soon. Because, like I always tell you all, gunshots attract players. And right there, or right here rather, is when I spot him. He's actually right there. Now, y'all probably can't see him, but I can. You see, when you're walking up a hill, and then you come up to the crest of the hill, the sky behind you makes you stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? This is why I keep telling you all to avoid hills on field content at night, because that's the easiest way you get spotted. And in this game, it's not who fires first, it's who sees first. Or who spots first, rather. You know what I'm saying? But okay, cool. I hit a comm station. I know the guy's behind me. Right? But I keep going. Because there's only two kind of outlanders in this here game. The quick and the dead. You know? So now I'm looking around me trying to figure out if I was a person, where would I be at? Turns out, I don't gotta look for long. Nobody in this game goes prone for no reason. There's gotta be a reason. Checking their map. Maybe doing a 360 to check behind them because they think they're being followed. In which case, they will do a 360 themselves with a gun in their hands. But, in this case, Homeboy was prone for the most obvious reason any of you can come up with. He was checking someone else's box. Now look, you see, I'm like, hello looking in the direction that I just came from. And what I tell you all, gunshots attract players. Now I'm trading the M249 for an M4A1. Watch this.
The plane is near. Get ready for the airdrop. So you are a killer. Can you stay alive now when you are a threat?
Now I'm going to ask y'all a question. And out of all the questions that I ask y'all, I would really, and I mean really love to hear the answer to this. If I would have kept the M249, do you think that kill would have been this easy? Or that fortunate, rather? Because I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I am hella lucky that I headshotted that guy. Hella lucky. And in case you're wondering, if not, you didn't put two and two together yet, that's the guy that was chasing me for the entire map. Now, I can sit here and be like, oh, this guy's a killer. XYZ ABC. He's a sway. He's a tryhard. Right? I could say that. But, to his credit, right? To his credit, maybe he was doing something else. Maybe he was doing something else indeed. But, I will say this. Throughout the entire time I was dealing with that guy in the barred house, this guy, that's my fourth kill, was not to be found. So, he had to be doing something else, right? Or maybe, just maybe, he went back to use a detector, however far it was, then seen me running away from the barred house, and then decided to give chase. Because if he was attracted to gunshots immediately and nothing else, he would have followed me straight toward the barred house, and I would have died when I was being an idiot, if not a smart idiot, waiting for the guy in the barred house to make a move. Now, if that all confused you, then I'm sorry. Once again, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You got some more growing to do. At least in terms of my playstyle. Because I like to think. Right? Anybody can run around here with an M4A1 and get 3 kills, 4 kills, 5 kills, right? But I applaud the player who sits and studies another player and then kills him. Instead of just straight up getting into like a 2-minute gunfight, wasting 2 radiation grenades, half their ammunition, and then being like, alright, cool, I'm about to rush him now. And then goes up to rush him and then kills him. Right? That is what separates me from most players in the game. And like I said, I got hella lucky. All credit where credit is due. This guy was probably good. Right? He probably was. But the main way to figure out what someone's true intentions were in terms of coming into an encounter is checking their box. I'm not going to lie to you. I forgot to check this man's box. This is why I'm running backwards. And sure enough, once I do find his box, we are going to discover he bought a bugle, an LD5, didn't loot a single damn thing besides some fuel, and bought a shit ton of ammunition. This guy was a killer. So, like I said previously, I got hella lucky because of that headshot. I would have had to have, if that makes any sense, gone through his body armor and then his flesh. But, like I said, the M4A1 got me through that. I don't think the M249 would have killed him. At least not as quickly. You know what I'm saying? So, is there anything that you can learn from this here encounter? I believe that's like one of my best phrases of my entire YouTube channel or whatnot. And this goes to any player. The experienced players know this, but to the average, if not lesser than average experienced player, this might come as a surprise. Every time you shoot, every time, don't matter with what gun, and like I said, don't matter with what gun, suppressed weapons included, you're leaving behind an audible trail. You know how when a bloodhound, you know the dog, when a bloodhound sniffs a person's belongings, they can track the person down. Because the person's the origin of the scent of the thing that belongs to them. Right? While scanning through the pre-game lobby, if you're the only guy with your bugle, and you keep shooting and killing people with your bugle, someone can track you down because you have that exact bugle. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, I kept switching weapons. It was weapon roulette after all. But it's because I kept shooting in general that this guy followed me for the entire match. If not, roughly about 80% of my match at least. So, all I'm going to say is, be careful. Because yeah, you might kill that extra person. You might have killed the extra person. But, there could be somebody who goes prone, checks the map, points in a direction that you just shot from, and runs straight towards your location and sees you running away, and they track you down for an entire match, and then they kill you. But you, yourself, would have never known that you were being tracked down. It's happened to me, but I do it with people all the time. It is what it is. Everybody, thanks for showing up, and I'll see you next time. Until then, peace.